Christian Lundgaard got a flyer of a start, and Palou is going with him on the inside.
A lot of cars protecting up against the concrete wall. Drivers right now, they fan out 5 wide, and it's Alex Palou challenging Lundgaard, but having to back out.
Look at Jack Harvey. There's problems further back, though. Palou's in some trouble. He is stuck in the middle of that field.
Graham Rahal looks like he's got damage to the right rear. A lot of chaos there in turn 1 and 2. We've seen it before, but everyone's still pointing in the right direction as they file through the 5-6 chicane. 2 wide, there's a car going wide. That's Stingray Robb.
So Palou tucks into second behind the race leader. Harvey was really good there. Rosenquist has been pushed back to 4th. Then his teammate. So 3 RM McLaren Chevys all in a row.
Look at the black and yellow car there. Colton Herta making a move. That was David Malukas in the black, white, and red car. Here's McLaughlin. Malukas, I think, got into the side of McLaughlin. McLaughlin might have front wing damage.
I'm surprised both those guys made it out. That was a ton of curb for David Malukas.
Teammates here, Rossi and Award side by side.
Good work. Rossi got around there, no problem. Stayed on track. Palou for the lead of the race on the opening lap. Alex Palou in the 10, the American Legion Honda, is going to lead the first lap of the GMR Grand Prix here at Indy.
Let's see how long he leads it. Christian Lundgaard coming back on him. This is the primaries versus the alternates. Lundgaard versus Palou, and it's going to be the 10, the white and blue American Legion Honda into turn 1.
Palou on that softer, grippier red Firestone tire, but that is for now. How fast, how quickly will that red tire wear out? Where does the advantage start to fall into Lundgaard's lap? Right now, for sure, you want to be on sticker reds to make moves.
And this is so important as we see Alexander Rossi trying to line up Felix Rosenquist down into turn 7
here
again.
Here he comes. He is also on those red wall alternate tires, unlike his teammate. So Rossi and Palou are on the move early, Kevin, as you'd expect.
And Graham Rahal's good starting position, the best all year, goes away just like that. Must be a puncture. Looks like the car is okay. They're not going to change the wing, and he is back out going from alternates to primaries, but we got more trouble on the track.
Big trouble amongst the teammates. David Malukas, Stingray Robb. What has happened to these 2 young guys?
Well, let's see what happened here. Malukas on the outside of McLaughlin. Oh, he came right across. Well, he was too wide, but then squared up and kind of backed out and then went right behind. Let's take another look at it.
He wasn't going to make the corner. That was a game of chicken between Romain Grosjean and Stingray Robb. But let's take another quick look here at the initial start.
And watch the blue and white car second on your screen. Watch how Alex Palou pressures Lundgaard around the outside, and Lundgaard just ran him a little wide into turn 1. Watch this.
Yeah, he goes wide. What happened to Graham Rahal? There was contact from Kyle Kirkwood into the right rear of Graham Rahal that led to that puncture.
So let's go back to racing here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Look at Alexander Rossi. He is hungry and on the prowl, drafting up behind Jack Harvey, looking to the inside now.
Harvey, will he defend? Certainly Palou does. Harvey runs deep, really deep on the brakes with a massive lockup and makes the turn.
How did he make the corner?
I don't know, but I'm not sure how that tire's going to hold up. That was a very big lock. Alexander Rossi desperately wants to get around. He's on those softer tires as we see Joseph Newgarden all over the back of one of the McLarens.
Here he comes, Alexander Rossi. Ducks out of that Custom Entertainment Honda and up alongside Jack Harvey and into 3rd place. Makes very swift work of it. Will Power, in the Verizon Chevy on the inside of Marcus Armstrong.
Scott Dixon dropping wheels just behind that.
I mean, if you're on red tires right now, you are urgently trying to get to the front around black-tired cars because you know the advantage is right here, right now, and it will not last forever.
The NTT data on board. Felix Rosenquist here trying to line up.
Active here. Overtake is active.
Say overtake is active after the first green flag lap, so you know he's going to be on the button trying to get around Jack Harvey. No real argument there from Jack.
200 seconds each car has, and you can deploy it in up to 20-second bits. The black, yellow, and blue machine there. Colton Herta on the inside of Marcus Ericsson. Kyle Kirkwood hits Will Power and turns him around.
Will Power drove Kyle Kirkwood pretty wide at the exit there. Kirkwood on the grass. makes it hard for him to control his car. The two come together.
You see the desperation in the moves from these alternate shod cars. And look, big defense now. Jack Harvey doesn't want to lose any more spots, but Pato O'Ward goes sailing by. That's primary tires to primary tires, so not the pace that Jack Harvey wants in this opening stint.
And it wouldn't surprise me at all as we watch Harvey's onboard here. Here's a replay of Colton Herta, first of all. Down into turn one, a big, brave, bold move. And look at Power. Drives Kirkwood wide. Kirkwood tries to stay with it, but there's no way you can control your car re-entering the track that way.
Yeah, he's four wheels on the grass. There's really nothing he can do, and unfortunately the spacing and the timing. This is on board with Kirkwood. It all happens so fast. You can watch it in slow motion and think, oh, you could have done this or that.
I wonder how race control will see that, because on one hand, yeah, Kirkwood came back on the track, but Will Power pushed him there. I mean, he absolutely took away 100% of Kirkwood's exit and drove him right onto the ground. Lugard goes to the front because Palou is bailing on that red tire. Things are switching up before our eyes. What you thought was the right strategy might be changing on the fly.
In the racing world, it's called the crossover point, where the primaries were working better than the alternates. Kevin, here they come. Multiple players on pit lane.
He's going to go to a set of the Firestone primaries. These are the black sidewalls. They're not quite as quick, but they will last longer, Marty.
Kevin, it's funny that Alex Palou was the one who told me after the first practice Saturday, I think this could be a Friday. I think this could be a primary race during the race on Saturday. He is going to go to those primaries here. Could not stand it on the alternates anymore, and they just asked Christian Lundgaard a moment ago, can you stay out longer? He said, absolutely. I feel fine right now. No handling issues at all.
Interesting.
This has just thrown everybody's predictions 180 degrees upside down on their head. You thought that the primary starters were going to short stint.
All right, do everything you can to get around the 77. The guys hold us up. We got to pass them now.
And that's good advice. That's good good counsel. You don't want to get caught in traffic. What was so good was that Christian Lundgaard was running in clean air for those last sort of 10 laps. He needs to dispatch of the 77 of Callum Milot as quickly as possible.
Well, right when you cross the start finish here, you look down and get a lap time. And for Alex Palou, this is what he saw on lap 17. Look at that. Lap 15, a 12.7, then a 12.9. That 13.3 is like an alarm bell for a lap time. Alex Palou knows, uh-oh, I've hit the crossover point. The Reds are falling apart. I've got to bail on what we thought was the right strategy and come to pit lane. Advantage now Lundgaard. He's going to try to run long to lap 25, 26, and then short stint Reds, and then double up on blacks at the end.
Check this out, the difference between the blue and white American Legion Honda, and look behind, here comes Lundgaard.
Oh, yeah.
In that Hy-Vee Honda.
Lundgaard's red tires are primed and ready to go. They are at max grip right now. He should be able to catch Palou very quickly.
Marty Snyder, what you got?
How about the Arrow McLaren cars kind of running this as long as they could, pitting here on lap 23. Both Felix Rosenquist and Pato O'Ward. Quick stops for both of them, happy with the handling of the race car.
And Pato O'Ward is serviced and sent as they cycle back out, and Palou is still stuck behind Kirkwood. Does he make a move here? Trying to go deep under the brakes, he does, and he's able to clear the Auto Nation pink machine from Andretti Autosport. Now, what's Christian Lundgaard got to do?
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, you saw it was a bit of a late move, a bit of a desperate one, but he had to do it. He could not let Christian Lundgaard get any closer. And Kyle Kirkwood, knowing that his race has been compromised with that penalty, didn't fight too hard. And now Christian Lundgaard has to make quick work of the pink and white Auto Nation Honda. And here he goes, down into turn 7. Not what Alex Palou wanted to see.
Was able to do it a lot more efficiently and quicker than what Alex Palou did. He's on those softer compound Firestone Firehawk tires, and that Hy-Vee Honda is really fast here today.
And for Christian Lundgaard right now, he's got one car there up ahead. That's the 55 of Benjamin Peterson, and this is the move that got him to the front on the racetrack.
You saw it in non-stop, and that's turn 7, Hinch, key overtaking point on this track.
Yeah, just the tiniest little lock up from Christian Lundgaard. Got his foot off the pedal, got that tire rolling, and pretty standard stuff here. You heard from his onboard. Well, here, look at this onboard. You see that push to pass light flashing nice and late on the brakes.
And that softer red tire advantage, you can just hear it on the brakes, just a late, healthy, heavy stab and a ton of grip available when the tires are fresh, as Pato O'Ward repays the favor to his teammate Alexander Rossi.
Yeah, they've done the tire swap now. Alex started on the alternate, switched the primaries, vice versa for Pato, so a little bit of synchronized passing here. They're racing each other, but they also don't want to hold each other up. Those are still teammates, and that's going to come into play here as Christian Lundgaard hunts down Graham Rahal. They're not really racing each other. You see all the McLarens there running in lockstep.
A moment ago, Hinch, Pato O'Ward said on the radio, I can see the left front is going to cords. Now, wait a minute. As a driver, can you really see when a tire's wearing that much?
I think so in this case. That's one of the most aggressive cordings that I've seen this year. So absolutely, it wears out a little bit, cleans up a little bit through those left-handers. But Townsend, that is two very distinct lines. And you see it now on the right-hand side as well, on the right front.
And this is the surprise for everybody. Pato O'Ward only has 15 laps on these red tires.
They were used.
They put on the used ones, exactly right, Townsend. So those who put on stickers are going to try and make this run last long, but Pato obviously struggling here with those used tires.
Not struggling too much as he goes side by side with Felix Rosenquist in turn 10. Wow.
Let's take you to some radio on the 5. Let's have a listen.
We're almost to the cords on the left side. You can move bias rearward. That might help rotation. We are not far from being able to pit if we have to.
Nick Snyder on the radio giving him great information. Maybe move the brake bias to the back, take the edge off the front axle, but I feel for Pato O'Ward, those black lines, it's starting to look like a treaded tire as Armstrong goes past by Lundgaard.
That was code to Pato O'Ward saying, hang in there. Just stay out there. We'll be pitting soon. I want to give a shout out to Romain Grosjean, who has been extremely frustrated this weekend, but the Frenchman has worked his way into the top 10. This is a driver who's coming off back-to-back second-place finishes in the NTT IndyCar Series. He has been the model of consistency. Yes, the first two races ended in crashes, but he has been very good. He's been the best he's been in his young IndyCar career, and he will climb up the championship ladder if he stays where he is right now. Although it's 10th, it's not where he wants to be. He wants to be fighting for a win. This has been a pretty good performance so far from Grosjean.
Lundgaard hanging on, but it does not look easy at all.
Has not had a race victory since Mugello in Italy in 2020. He's fighting for his very first IndyCar win here against an IndyCar champion in Alex Palou, who goes to the lead again in this race.
James, do I get the feeling that Lundgaard waited maybe one lap too far? Look at that right front starting to cord up. The left front doesn't look great. You see chunks of rubber flying off. I think they should have pitted on that last lap.
Yeah, because it's going to be even harder now with him in that dirty air. Kevin Lee.
Alexander Rossi, the winner of the 100th Indianapolis 500, is having his best run with his new team this season, Arrow McLaren, but the car was not great. Even though he's running fourth, he said it's been terrible at times during this stint. Another set of primaries, one turn of front wing, back out.
Spoke to Craig Hampson during the lunch break, Townsend, you and I did. He said, you know what, we're sick of qualifying outside of the Firestone Fast 6 and watching everybody else in it. We were fast in morning warm-up. It was legitimately fast. And Alexander Rossi, can he stitch together a great race result here this afternoon? How close do you like it? Take a look at this on pit stop rotation. Pato O'Ward, Alex Palou, Christian Lundgaard. Three youngsters in the NTT IndyCar Series all fighting it out at the front of this field. This is awesome.
The undercut worked brilliantly for the number 5, and then after Palou came in, he came out slotted right in between. There was barely a car width between O'Ward and Lundgaard, but that's where he landed, and now the race is on for what is essentially the lead. They're right now running in 5th, 6th, and 7th, but still some cars to pit up front.
Think about the patience and the determination that Pato O'Ward displayed with those tires that were well and truly worn out. He hung tough, Marty, and now he's being rewarded for it.
Boy, Diff, how often does a driver benefit from pitting early because something was going wrong on the race car? That's the case for Pato O'Ward. You saw it all in nonstop. A battle there, though. Palou coming up and trying to get him. Palou on primaries, O'Ward on alternates.
Palou trying everything right now to get by O'Ward. He goes to the outside of turn 4. Very brave, low probability move. but Palou is the faster car right now.
As close as you like, both drivers on the button, no doubt. Coming down into 7, Palou pops out. Can he get it done on the brakes? Yes, easily done there.
And he slides right across the bow of Pato Award just to send that extra message. I am the guy. Move out of my way. I'm going forward, chasing down Graham Rahal, who's still off strategy, a little short of what he needs to make it on one more stop. But meanwhile, Palou demonstrating all the excellence that he's shown all weekend, frankly.
You know, Rahal is technically off strategy, but it's not by much, guys.
Not by a lot,
little
that's
bit
right.
of yellow could actually get him into the window here, and you see Colton Herta sticking his hand out to get some cool air, Marty, because it is hot down there in pit lane.
Yeah, and it's humid, and hence you know as a driver that's kind of the worst condition. Heat's one thing, humidity a totally different thing. Car handling has not been bad once they got those tires off from earlier. You see a lot of drivers pitting here, but the battle still rages on there, Dick.
Look at that, Christian Lundgaard on Pato Award. These young guys are turning it on here at the Brickyard.
And Marty, I believe Christian Lundgaard started the stint on used reds, is what she reported in the break. So Lundgaard has to make the tires work now because they're going to be a handful in about another 10 laps.
Correct, and he's only going to have to do about 17 laps on this run. Award on the primary tires, as we mentioned a moment ago. So this will be the short stint for Christian Lundgaard, trying to gain some ground early.
And if you look at Graham Rahal there in the 15, you can see him looking in his mirrors. Teammate to Christian Lundgaard, Graham Rahal, probably studying Alex Palou and going to make sure he helps his teammate if he can at all.
He's having to lift so much. He's making a fuel number right now. This should be easy work for Alex Palou, who can go flat out.
But think about what the racing medicine is for Graham Rahal, Christian Lundgaard, Jack Harvey earlier in this race, meaning racing at the front of a field instead of being in 17th or 18th or 21st. Here comes Palou. Palou on the left of your screen, inside Graham Rahal, fairly straightforward into turn 1.
And the ebb and flow of this race is incredible. Primaries versus alternates, stickers versus used. You've got a little bit of everything.
And I wonder if Lundgaard, the young Dane, is asking his team, now move Graham out of my way. I need Graham to help me right now. Graham's on a different fuel strategy. I need to get by.
I think he'll be able to get by anyway because of that fuel, but if they're not talking to Graham right now and saying, hey guys, let's play nice, let's work together here, you've got two different strategies, Kevin, but right now it's tough for Lundgaard in those wheel tracks of the number 15.
So Graham was just told that's Lundgaard behind, but no message about let your teammate by, just 5 lengths back. They're trying to get to about 58 or 59 is the goal. So it's probably going to take a massive fuel save or a yellow to get him home, Marty.
And there goes Christian Lundgaard by his teammate, who does let him by very cleanly. Here's the interesting part, Townsend. They have told Alex Palou, listen, Christian Lundgaard behind you only has to run about 12 or 13 laps on this stint, and that'll be his final stop of the day. It's going to be up to you. Do you want to match that strategy or run long here while we have the advantage and take advantage of that time that we might have on the racetrack? What would you do, Townsend? Would you match the 45 or would you go a little bit longer?
Well, you're in first and second right now. You run at the front for both these cars. They both need to get to about lap 61 to get home. So Lundgaard's going to have to hang on. I think the advantage right now strongly in Alex Palou's corner.
This time by, we ride the Mission Foods onboard with Alexander Rossi, Arrow McLaren Chevrolet. He's being chased down by his former teammate Colton Herta and trying to get by the Hy-Vee Honda Christian Lundgaard as he lunges down into turn 1 and not quite close enough.
But crucially, that was the last pull of push to pass that Christian Lundgaard had to defend.
He's out.
He is 0. Alexander Rossi at 19, Colton Herta behind both of them right in this fight for the final podium spot. He's got 50 seconds left, guys, and fresh alternates.
And Lundgaard's been doing a brilliant job to try to hang on to this podium spot, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen as Rossi makes his move.
Finally, the patience, the persistence has paid off. Lundgaard tries to respond, but he can't. Rossi's got him and he's gone.
Now Colton Herta knows he's got to get by Christian Lundgaard, probably down into turn 1 if he can, to try to get the fight, take the fight to Alexander Rossi. With all that push to pass he has to burn, 10 laps to go, it's going to be close.
I think Lundgaard's driving to a pretty rough fuel number too. Last pitted on 59, so that's 26 laps to go to the end.
I heard it behind you now, our position.
That's the longest stint.
Keep it up, keep pushing.
Longest stint we saw last year in the 85 lap race was 26 laps, and you can hear a bit of dejection out of the voice of Ricardo Nault.
Yeah.
They know that their bet is made here and they just need to hang on.
Watch that orange and blue machine. The McLaren Papaya, is
Maybe
Rosenquist
look,
close
please.
enough?
Not this lap.
Those alternates just not holding on for Colton Herta. The primaries there on Felix Rosenquist definitely looks like he's got the advantage. We talked about momentum at the top of the show. You said it. If all three of those McLarens are in the top 5 heading into the 500, that would be huge for this crew. He's going to try to line them up here on the outside of turn 7.
Switchback, tries it once, thinks about it, goes for it. Felix Rosenquist into the top 5,
It's
blows it, goes long onto the grass.
That was some trickery there from Colton Herta, just trying to psych him out. Which way you gonna go, son? And then he just got wide. That now exposes him to Scott Dixon.
Oh, Rosenquist used to be teammates with Dixon. He must be looking in his mirrors and rolling his eyes and going, oh no, the 9 is on me now.
And think about Scott Dixon, the veteran of this series. He lives here and has for, a couple of decades in Indianapolis, but he didn't have a cruisy week at home. He was testing a sports car in Portugal earlier this week. He had 48 hours in Portugal, flew back here on Wednesday, had to be with the team on Thursday, on track yesterday, Friday. Here goes Rosenquist for a second bite at Colton Herta.
And it was a bad run. Oh, they called blocking on the 26. He had to give that spot up, so that's what Colton Herta did there. Timed it right to just make it into turn 1. Let's take another look at how this came about. Oh, sorry, this is a different replay. This is Romain Grosjean.
Blocking is considered a move in reaction to, I don't know about that. I didn't see something that was even remotely egregious like what we've seen in the past. Maybe this will give us a better view. Colton is proactively to the inside.
Yeah.
Maybe it was that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wanted to see another view of it. I can certainly see how they landed on that one.
It was that second dart. I agree. This is another long shot.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
If he had just stayed with that first move as Felix went to the outside, he might have been all right, but
How well did Felix do to keep it off the grass? I thought he got those right side wheels, as Tony Kanaan says, oh, come on, man.
The king of blocking.
You'll see TK in the Indy 500 in 2 weeks' time. Here goes Dixon now. Dixon lines up Colton Herta. Jumps on the inside, heading down into turn 1. So another position for Scott Dixon as he continues his surge forward surge from 9th up to 6th.
Scott Dixon's so good at hustling a race car at the end of a race. It's like he's, I don't know, it's like a parent grabbing a kid by the earlobe and bringing him to detention or something. This guy can just take his race car, run it up through the field. He's done it so many times. It's the kind of day that really keeps you in a championship hunt. Is now Joseph Newgarden, who's done the same thing, having a great day hunting down the Gamebridge Honda.
Never say die by the 2 team. The highest placed Team Penske Chevrolet. Let's go for a ride with Joseph briefly.
Might get him right here.
Nice move into turn 12.
Boy, Colton Herta really struggling just on straight line performance as well. It looks like things have really just fallen apart there.
Is it something to do with, could there be a change there? Or is it just the drive off the corner is so bad with the tires?
Destroying them on the straightaways, even on the short pole there to turn 12. You are laterally loaded.
But you can see, again, you can see that graining coming on the right front there. So definitely a lot of hard push laps for Colton Herta on this last set.
He's got nothing at the back of the car. I think the powertrain's fine, the straight line speed's fine, the rear tires are just destroyed. Colton is just absolutely in struggle mode, trying to hang on for 3 more laps.
Look at this. Felix Rosenquist, the Swedish driver, is trying to get by the poleman Christian Lundgaard, and that would make all 3 Arrow McLaren Chevrolet team cars in the top 4, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Shout out to co-owner Sham Schmidt. I mentioned him earlier, a grandfather today. Daughter Savannah giving birth to young London. So congratulations, Sam. If this could be second, third, and fourth for the team, it'd be a great day. But up front with Palou, the gap just continues to grow between Palou and Award.
And Marty, Palou has now led 50 laps of this GMR Grand Prix.
Only 2 laps stand between him and his first win of 2023. And he told me earlier this week, he said, last month of May at Indianapolis for us on the team was not good. I am determined to turn that around early at what he considered not one of his best racetracks. 7 races here, just 1 podium. Now it looks like it might be a win. And Townsend, I don't know if you agree, but this season for Palou kind of reminds me of his championship year. Very solid, taking advantage of quick cars when he could get his first win as he comes to the white flag.
Yeah, but think about what he told us at dinner last night when you said to him, hey, your consistency's been great. You've had the best, worst result. He said, yeah, that's one thing, man, but you've got to go win.
Yeah, he corrected me right away. He's not thinking about minimizing bad days. It's all about this right here. 1 more lap to go at Indianapolis at the front. This guy told us when he showed up on the scene as a rookie, I am a warrior. He's proven it today.
Alex Palou has finished runner-up in the Indianapolis 500. He finished runner-up to Elio Castro Neves back in 2021 when Elio won his 4th. It was a great result, but it kind of irked Alex Palou because he felt as though he could have won the greatest spectacle in racing. However, what a way to start the month of May, because not only is he going to get his 5th career victory, all on road courses. He's never won on this road course, as Marty mentioned, but he is going to elevate himself to the leader of the NTT IndyCar Series Championship points going in to his Indy 500 campaign, and do it with authority. Look at that, 15 seconds out in front. The 26-year-old Spaniard, quietly spoken, but as soon as that helmet goes on, he goes to work in the most emphatic way. And look at this. Alex Palou comes onto the front straight here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Alex Palou wins the GMR Grand Prix at Indy for Chip Ganassi Racing in the American Legion Honda.
Good job, boys. Thank you so much.
Alex Palou, the winner at Indianapolis at the Grand Prix. Hugs for the crew. 2nd win for Chip Ganassi Racing here at the Indy GP. And this was indeed a team win. Going to get everybody a hug in here. Ricky Davis, a longtime car chief. Very special to Alex, their relationship, very close. All right, let's talk about it. You and just finish it off. You only got 2 more. How about that guy who called the amazing race, Barry Wamser, your strategist? Boy, the strategy was crazy today. When did you know, hey, number 1, the boss man, Chip Ganassi? A little sneak peek, maybe what you're bringing for the month of May, he said. So the strategy was everywhere today, Alex. When did you know you had, number 1, the strategy, but number 2, the car to be able to pull off the win?
Yeah, what an amazing job by the tank crew, American Legion. First win with them, so super happy. We honestly knew we had a fast car since P1 yesterday. The car's been amazing all weekend. And once we knew that we were starting on reds, I think we knew that we were going to fight for the win. So yeah, amazing work by these guys. I just had to execute.
Yeah, you told me that the month of May was not good for the 10 team last year. How determined were you to turn that around early before you get to the Oval?
Yeah, absolutely. We had an amazing test there, so it cannot be a better start than what we had so far. So tomorrow it's Ricky's birthday. I think he's going to be 35.
Is that true? Maybe, yeah?
It's an early birthday present for him.
So the boss said this is just a preview of what's to come. 1 driver has swept the month of May. Is that something that you feel confident that you can do?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we had the car the last 3 years, which has been close. So yeah, we'll keep digging, and hopefully it will be our day.
Yeah, this has been such a solid year for this race team. To get the win now, do you kind of feel, I know you're focused on the Indy, but this is a potential championship run?
Oh no, I'm focused on the championship at the moment. Indy's gonna come on Tuesday, so I'm super happy that we're now with the first win of the season. Last year came too late, so yeah, we're starting off with the right foot.
What a way to start off the month of May in victory lane. Alex Palou, the winner at the Indy GP, Kevin.
Watch the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500, Sunday, May 28th at 11 a.m. on NBC.